Hey, what's up everyone and welcome to today's video. This channel's regular broadcast is interrupted for a special coverage of the first solo series of Wolverine. It's a limited series of 4 parts, published by Marvel Comics in 1982.
I'm the best there is at what I do. What I do best isn't very nice.
Wolverine is in the wilderness of Canada, where he feels at home. Currently he is scaling a mountain in the Canadian Rockies. He's here on business. To hunt and to kill. Since last night, he's on the trail of a bear who killed 2 Mounties. He found their bodies right before dawn this morning. Or what's left of them rather. They never had a chance. Wolverine noticed the wind has shifted and can tell the bear knows he's coming for him. Logan does his best to make sure to catch the bear by surprise, because he doesn't want it to escape him again. He senses the bear's trails at the entrance of a cave it's been in for the last couple of hours, with no trail signifying its departure. Wolverine can tell the cave is too deep and too intricate for him to just go in there and deal with the bear, so he waits for the bear to come to him. He can hear a roar and figures it won't be long now. A huge grizzly bear approaches him, one of the planet's most deadliest predators, aside from Wolverine himself. He can see the bear's claws gleam in the little amount of light coming into the cave. So he pops his own claws, made of adamantium, the strongest metal known to mankind. Unbreakable and razor sharp. The bones of a skeleton are laced with the same material, which makes them unbreakable as well. A perfect tool in his line of work. He was born as a mutant, took up being a secret agent for a while as a profession, but now, by choice, he's a superhero. One of the uncanny X-Men. He attacks and slashes the bear, cuts his paw clean off halfway down the front of his leg, mortally wounding the bear, but the bear isn't dead yet. Far from it actually, as the rage is making it become a true berserker, with his fury giving it an almost irresistible power and endurance. Wolverine jumps on the bear and quickly finishes the job. He wished there was another way, but there isn't. He finds an arrow in the back of the bear. It's an illegal kind of arrow and tipped with a certain kind of poison, which didn't kill the bear but drove it insane instead. The hunter who shot the arrow could have finished off the bear but didn't. And because of this, 7 men, 3 women and 5 kids died. The hunter's stupidity caused these people to be killed. He pretty much murdered them himself, and it's time to settle the score. About 57 miles down from the cave, he walks into a bar, having tracked the scent of the hunter after he backtracked to where the bear got shot. He found him drinking at the bar right here. He tells the hunter they're going to have a talk, but the hunter is not having it. He smashes his pint of beer right in Logan's face and is threatening him as he falls down to the floor. Wolverine was hoping for this to happen. He deals with him faster than he did the bear, but he lets this guy live instead. Mariko Yashida is the daughter of one of the most powerful families in Japan, with her lineage going back far in the past. From the moment he met her, they fell in love. Total opposites. After handing the hunter over to the authorities for his trial, and before heading home to the X-Men in New York, he found a pile of letters in the mail. His own letters, the ones he had sent to Mariko, returned to him. Unopened, so he phoned her embassy, but they told her she had been summoned back home to Japan weeks ago. He then called her home, but the people that picked up hung up on him. A bad move, forcing him to take the next flight to Tokyo. He gets picked up at immigration by a friend of his, Asano Kimura. They've known each other for quite a while and have shared time as agents on dirty missions in the past, saving each other's hide a couple of times. Asano tells Logan that his presence here in Tokyo is making some influential people quite nervous. Logan doesn't care. He's trying to get into contact with Mariko by phone once more, speaking in perfect Japanese. He's getting stonewalled once again, and Asano tells him that even though he's more Japanese than any Westerner he's ever met, he surely doesn't understand Mariko's action. Logan asks if she's in trouble, and Asano tells him that if she is beyond help. Logan isn't having that either. Asano then tells him that she's married. Asano continues telling him that her father had recently resurfaced, after having disappeared and presumed dead years ago. When he did, he reclaimed his place as the head of the Yashida family and clan. Some deals had been made and one of the payments included Mariko's hand in marriage. Wolverine clenches his fist in anger, smashes a lamp, asking if she just agreed to that. He tells Asano she loves him, but Asano responds by saying that the obligation and duty of her family's honor is more important. She would rather die than betray that. Wolverine unpacks his costume as he plans on going to war. Asano tries to talk him out of it, telling him that if what he says is true, she too must have a broken heart. Confronting her about it will only be hurtful and make things worse. But he's unsuccessful. Wolverine has made his mind up. It's something he has to do. Asano is then forced to give him a warning. Logan holds no special status anymore. If he steps outside the law, Asano may be forced to hunt him down and take him out. Logan responds by saying he's welcome to try and he will be seeing him. A little later, Wolverine has made his way to the Yashida ancestral stronghold, located about 300 kilometers from Tokyo. It's midnight as he finds himself confronted by watchdogs. These dogs are trained to kill, but so is he. Animal instincts take over, and looks and wills are more subtle than speech. The watchdogs know when they've met their match, and they let Wolverine pass, which is a good thing to Logan because he didn't feel like killing animals. Human beings, however, is a different matter entirely. He then enters the house and is quiet. Too quiet. He doesn't like it. It reminds him of the cave he found the bear in. Wary of any kind of threat, but there are no traps. The place looks clean. He makes his way to the garden, and beneath the enormous statue of Buddha he finds Mariko. She's surprised to find him here, but tells him he's too late. He tells her he came as soon as he had heard, and calls her Mariko-chan. But she tells him not to call her that, because he doesn't have the right to. She asks him why he's here. She had hoped and prayed to never see him again. He then tells her she owes him an explanation. She says she is now married and what they once had is no more. Logan of course won't accept that, but Mariko tells him that he has no choice, same as she didn't. He tells her to at least have the courage to look him in the face when she's saying things like this, and when she finally does, he sees her face all busted up. She asks him if he's now satisfied, and tells him to go before he shames her any further. He asks her who's done this, but she tells him it's none of his concern. He's becoming furious and tells her to come with him, but she says she can't. He says that any court should grant her a divorce, but she replies that she will not ask for one. He yells he loves her, and so does she, but she's bound by far more important obligations. She tells him about traditions of duty and honor. She tells a story about traditional swords that were forged by the supreme swordsmith Masamune. Her family's heritage, its very soul, is connected to these blades, which are over 800 years old. The commitment she had to Logan was when she was still free. Her father's return changed all that. Logan tells her she's a human being, not her father's property to be used in the payment of a debt. She says yes, she is. If her father gave a word, she, as his daughter, is honor-bound to do that. If he can't understand or accept that, he doesn't know her, or Japan at all. Another man then enters the room. It's Mariko's husband. He asks her what she's doing here, since she was told to wait in their apartments. He tells her that if she keeps disobeying his words, she leaves him no choice but to keep chastising her, until she learns her proper place. Wolverine then picks the guy up after these words, telling him he's just signed his death warrant. Mariko yells out and tells him to please not hurt him if he loves her. He tells her that he deserves it, for hitting her. If he doesn't stop him, he'll keep on doing it. She tells Wolverine it is his right to. Wolverine leaves, as he can't deny Mariko anything, and she knows it. There's a flight in the morning back to New York, and he plans on catching that flight. Someone has other plans though, as shurikens are thrown at him. The shuriken laced with poison, designed to kill him, but his mutant ability, his fast healing factor saves him, as it has many times in the past. He wakes up with his body still hurting from countering the very potent poison attack. He barely made it. He's being welcomed in Japanese by Lord Shingen Yashida and responds in a proper manner, rude and disrespectful. Shingen has heard of Wolverine and knows who he is and what he is. Wolverine's senses are still scrambled from the poison's after effects as he tries to become aware of his surroundings. He knows he can take out the two sumo flanking Shingen, but he's not sure what's waiting for him outside. It's too risky to start anything now, especially with Mariko present. Shingen tells him he's arrogant for aspiring his daughter's hand. Their family is as old as that of the Emperor of Japan, with as much as a legitimate claim to the throne as theirs. But Shingen is aware of living in an age where things like that don't matter to many. As he throws Wolverine a wooden practice sword and tells Mariko to be silent, he tells Wolverine he should prove his worth by facing an old man in single combat. Wolverine asks why wooden swords and not real ones, but Shingen tells him that he's not worth holding true swords. Wolverine immediately notices that Shingen's movements are fluid and do not resemble his age. With Wolverine still being somewhat out of it due to the poison, he figures that it evens them out. It's been years since he's held a sword, and Shingen is an expert. And he cheats, by kicking Wolverine in the gut. Shingen knows exactly where to hit, striking nerve clusters and pressure points, spots that could paralyze or kill. He realizes what Shingen is aiming for and throws away the sword. Shingen smiles as he knows what's coming. Wolverine pops his claws, knowing Mariko is watching and does not understand what the father was trying to do. This is not a fight to simply humiliate Wolverine. Shingen is in it to kill. He attacks and Wolverine isn't totally in it and only cuts cloth and flesh. Shingen strikes his spine. It doesn't hurt much, but his legs do go numb. And it's followed by a strike to his throat. The battle continues and things get worse. No matter what Wolverine does, it's obvious there's only one outcome. As Shingen kicks Wolverine in the face, he asks Mariko to watch, as the man she claims to love is no man at all, but an animal in human form. As Wolverine is passing out, he hears Mariko's response to the question of Shingen, whether this animal on the floor is really worth such a price as her hand in marriage. Mariko answers no. Once Logan wakes up, humiliated and beaten, he can still see her face, see the sorrow in her eyes and hear her voice. It hurts, his very soul shattered by the experience. He is being approached by street thugs, who think he's wasted from drinking too much. They intend to keep the streets clean from the foreign filth who do not know how to behave. Logan mumbles that he doesn't want any trouble, but they respond that they do, as they get ready to attack him with their knives and clubs. But they're being dealt with even before they can get a blow or stab in. They fall to the ground, partially on top of Logan, with knives in their backs. Logan figures it's his friend Asano rescuing him, but he is wrong. He's being grabbed by his face, being told to get up in Japanese. It's a strong woman and Logan is helpless. Something which turns her on as she tells him he's seen better days, but his luck is about to change. And she adds that he is hers, now and forever. Thanks for watching this video and I hope you enjoyed it. You can help growing this channel by hitting the like button and by subscribing if you haven't already subscribed. This tells YouTube that the videos I'm making should be recommended to others and would be very much appreciated. See you next episode.